Welcome, everyone. Today, we have an outstanding speaker for you. Well, every week we have outstanding speakers, but we have a wonderful speaker and an amazing topic: how artificial intelligence can take your social media and your life to the next level. Okay, that was a little editorial. I added that. Ronnie Ramos is here from Orange County, California, joining us. And I want to thank you, Ronnie, for getting up early and preparing for this. I can't wait to hear what you have to say. Before we get started, before we get to listen to Ronnie's presentation, I have a couple of slides I need to get through. So this presentation is being brought to you by SCORE, and I should introduce myself. I'm Diane McKeever. I am our what kind of a chair am I? I am the chapter chair for presentations for learning. And I'd like to invite you to think about SCORE. SCORE is a nationwide organization of volunteers. All of us are volunteering our time. We are available to help you in many aspects of your business. There are over 300 chapters nationwide. Our chapter, which is the Manatee, Sarasota chapter called Minnesota chapter, has for over 50 years served the area, and we have nearly 90 volunteers ready to help you. Our chapter recently was recognized as a chapter of the year. So where in the business proposition can we help you? Well, really from start to finish. Are you thinking about a business? Well, why don't you run it past one of the SCORE volunteers, and we may help you decide that that's a fabulous idea, or maybe let's go back to the drawing board and give it some more thought. Or you've started the business and you're opening, and now you realize that maybe you need a little help, or you want to grow your business, or lastly, you want to sell or close your business. Well, we have a team dedicated to that, because if you're selling or closing, you might also think about buying a business, which is actually a great strategy getting into the business. So think about applying for a SCORE mentor. How would you do it? Well, I've got that information right here. Visit score.org/Minnesota. That would be our specific website. And there's a huge button there that says request a mentor. All you have to do is click on it, and they'll ask you a couple of questions, you know, your name, your email address, and what is your business challenge, and you will be assigned a SCORE mentor to help you. All right. There also on our website, you can check out our calendar. We have these wonderful weekly webinars, and I would encourage you to sign up for them. Lastly, I have to thank the folks that sponsor us. You'll notice that a lot of these sponsors are financial institutions. If you come in looking for a loan and you have a SCORE mentor next to you, they'll know that you've been through the process, that you've thought through, and you're in a better position to apply for a loan, rather than coming in with a whole bunch of papers, letting them figure out whether or not you're worthy. And thank you for our community partners who help us sell our business to our, and I don't mean sell, because everything that we do is free. Absolutely free. All right. Well, here it is. It's Ronnie's turn to take it over. I am going to stop sharing, Ronnie.
All right.
And you take it away. Thank you for doing this.
Let me get my...
While we're doing that, I can see that I have a question in the Q&A. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat. We will be monitoring the chat today.
Perfect. So today we're talking AI. So AI, you ready for this? And ways that we can use this to take your social media to the next level. All right. Now I'm going to be showing you examples that I created in AI. So here we go with this one.
Hi there. I'll let Ronnie introduce herself in a moment, but I wanted to welcome you to this incredible journey using some of the new AI tools. Don't worry, Ronnie always makes things fun and interactive. So here we go. Welcome to the future.
No matter what type of business you have, AI can make your social media content faster. We like to use it as a starting point and add in our own experience and expertise. We'll share our favorite new apps and Ronnie will ask for audience participation. Don't be shy, this is the fun part. By the way, Ronnie would love to connect with you on LinkedIn.
So those weren't real people. Those are AI people.
Wow.
But I had AI write the script and I put it together into a video. And literally, that took me maybe an hour to put the whole thing together from start to finish.
Hi.
But me, I'm really Ronnie. These days, I'm called a content creator. And as a digital creator, I'm passionate about the new and latest technologies. And I love to explore ways that AI can help to reshape what we do creatively. I think of myself as a small business cheerleader because I want to get you excited about using these tools also. We at my company offer a range of packages, including just hand-holding people to get started using some of these apps. But my sweet spot is video creation. And that's why video is so important for all of us as, business owners and entrepreneurs. We work for a nonprofit. Using AI can really help make that process easier. So yeah, get ready to be amazed. This stuff is incredible. It's cutting edge. You're definitely on the forefront of where things are going. Don't be afraid of it. There's ways that I can make it user-friendly for you because it's already here. So today we're going to talk about how AI absolutely already is revolutionizing content creation. And specifically, I'm talking about how it can help us create that library of content that we all need. I'm also going to talk about some of the ethical and problems that are concerned with it. I'll absolutely tell you how I am using it. And know that it is so competitive out there. It really can help your business with a significant advantage, right? Can make your productivity better. You're much more efficient. And as you use it, it can start to learn your voice and style. So again, just makes everything that you're creating much more consistent. So for content creation, I use AI for copywriting tools, and it's just, I will put in, you don't call it a question, you call it a prompt. So you're kind of directing the AI tools what you want it to do. Now, sometimes I've gotten crazy things back. So don't be afraid to kind of work with your prompt that you're putting in there because you might have to fine tune it. But it can create your content really, really fast and very efficient. And it's consistent. And like I said, cost effective. I use it as my little sidekick next to me every day. Have I had a copywriter in the past? Absolutely. Do I have a copywriter now? Absolutely. Because whatever is generated, you need to put your own experience and expertise on it. Erin, I see you've raised your hand. Can you post in chat if you have a question? That would be great. All right, now, video scripts, that is where I use AI literally every day. For short form content for social media like TikTok or Instagram Reels, and long form content such as YouTube, longer videos on Facebook and LinkedIn. I literally use this every single day. So I asked AI, specifically ChatGPT is the one that I'm using. There's a lot of them. You've probably heard of Bard and all of these different ones. Canva has AI built into it in terms of these language models. We'll talk about images in a minute. Right now, I'm talking about the language models. So I asked, give me 5 examples for video scripts. Quick tips for a tidy home script. On the on-screen text, it tells you, put this as your text online. Declutter daily, spend 5 minutes tidying high traffic areas. That's great. I asked for 5 tips. Tip 2, make your bed, start your day feeling organized. Tip 3, create designated spaces for common items like keys. Tip 4, Follow the 1 in, 1 out rule. Tip 5, use storage solutions to keep things neat and accessible. You could use each one of these tips to make a separate social media post. You could put them all together as I asked for in a short form video. I can't tell you how handy this is and how fast ChatGPT gave this to me. But this part I think is amazing. I said, give me a 15-second script about AI. So on-screen text, AI, narrator, artificial intelligence, revolutionizing industries everywhere, narrator, from automated cars to personalized medicine, narrator, to digital marketing and content creation. Embrace the AI revolution and stay ahead of the game. So that is a 15-second script. It gave me what the narrator should say. I took it into Canva, this script, picked images and little video clips from Canva, and created a video. I recorded my voice. I'm going to play the video for you next. Recorded my voice on my phone, just using voice memo, in my closet, because you can push your clothes to either side, and it works as a phenomenal little sound booth. So let me play this video for you.
Artificial intelligence is revolutionizing industries everywhere. From automated cars to personalized medicine to digital marketing and content creation. Embrace the AI revolution and stay ahead of the game.
That's unbelievable. Finished that from exactly, mind blown. Finished that from start to finish in about 10 minutes. Yeah, mind blown. The hardest part for me is always the blank piece of paper. Where do I start? I maybe have an idea, but getting it started is a struggle for me. And I do this every day. Once I was able to use AI as that launch pad, as that just liftoff point for my own creativity, things start working very, very quickly. Now, in Canva, because remember I said I made this in Canva, one of their wonderful things is with just a simple click, I can take that horizontal video that I created, make it vertical for Instagram stories or reels, or make it square so that it looks better when you post it on, say, Facebook or on LinkedIn. So it takes all of that heavy lifting away. Is it going to replace your creativity? No, that's what's special about you. And we just want to make it easier. Now, long form content for something like maybe you have a homepage video on your website, and those are typically, you know, a minute and a half. We have no attention span anymore anyway, but they're definitely longer than the social media videos that you see, which are typically 6 seconds to 15 seconds. But if you are using video content, say on YouTube as a series, ways to get people to see you as an industry leader, as someone that they can go to as a resource, having AI help you with topics and scripting can really be a time saver. It can suggest relevant topics for your industry, whatever your industry is, and help draft that initial script. It even offers suggestions for visuals. It is absolutely remarkable. All right. And what I do like is that it can learn your brand voice and your style. Your input is what makes this work. So as you are typing in your prompts, you can start to refine them, and you'll see what is working, how you're phrasing them, how that's helping to stay on brand with your style. Because all of us have different brand voice and style. And your AI prompt is actually just your request, what you're asking it to do for you. You can tell it to act like a problem solver, act like a marketer, act like an industry insider, act like a master storyteller. This is your own little expert that I think of as sitting right next to me. You can use that to help define, again, your own brand style, right? Using those specific prompts, give it clear instructions and specific examples, and then repeat that and refine that to really get the content that you need. All right. When I talk about your brand voice and style, think about the tone that you speak in. So for me, just like I'm talking to you right now, I think of it as friendly and professional. And yeah, I try to be witty from time to time, but it doesn't always work. But is your language more formal, or is it casual and conversational? And maybe there's unique phrases and terms that you use all the time. So you can start incorporating those into your questions, your prompts, right? And it will speak in those terms that it's like you're talking, right? If your brand voice is friendly and casual, you might begin your prompts with, write a friendly and casual blog post introduction about whatever it's going to be. You can even, like I said, provide content that align with your desired style. Include a few sentences or paragraphs of text that you've written before in your brand voice. And remember, refine and adjust the content with your own knowledge and expertise. The information that most of the language models have access to is not current to this day. I use ChatGPT, and it openly says it goes to 2021, and that's it. So if you are writing on things that are current and of the moment, and you are an expert on that, maybe you want to get a better phrasing for that, or maybe you want to add some addition to that, but it is not going to be able to give you the most current content. Okay, someone is saying, when we chat, it's not just about information, it's about connection and understanding. I totally agree with that. It's like when you're having a conversation for a friend, you want it to flow naturally. That's a kind of dialogue that truly matters. Absolutely. And you could work with whatever language model you're working with to get AI to generate content in that style that reflects how you want to connect with your audience. All right, now make it visually better. I encourage all my clients to create a style guide that contains your logo and your colors, inspirational images that you want to stick something similar to. You don't want to veer off. That really can disrupt what people think of your brand, your style. And you can make templates to have branded templates in Canva. So keeping that brand consistency, I think, is really, really important, both in the text and content that you're using and also the visuals. So when I say that I'm kind of terrified of that blank piece of paper, I'm always going, what am I going to write about? AI can generate for you hashtags and keywords and topic suggestions that can improve your content's visibility. And what I mean by that is getting found by people that you want to find it. So using hashtags, using relevant keywords for, say, if you put your videos on YouTube, you want to have people find you in search. YouTube is a search engine. AI can help generate those keywords that can help you decide what you want to make those videos about. Driving more traffic to your website and social media channels. That's why we're putting that effort into social. Think about ways that AI can help you make your content more easily found. So I asked ChatGPT for 5 hashtags and keywords and topics for video production services, because that's my company. So I'm going to see what it came up with. So for hashtags, it said video production, visual storytelling, filmmaking, video services, creative content. Okay, those are pretty good hashtags. For the keywords, it said video production, video editing services, corporate video. Again, great suggestions. And I love this the best. I said 5 topics. Top 5 reasons to invest in professional video production. The impact of high quality video content on audience engagement and conversion. Those are great topics, and it would take me a long time to write an article about that, even longer to create a video from that. This gives me that kickstart to do that. And it gives me the inspiration to pick one of these on the behind the scenes look at the video production from concept to final edit. Oh, that's great. I would love to do a behind the scenes video. I can use ChatGPT to help me move that process along. All right. Some things to consider. AI systems learn from the data, and if the data is used for training that it learned on, it can, or maybe it has biases, it can unintentionally perpetuate those biases. So I'm sure you've heard of in the news that, there were some crazy things when it's only been out for a few months for all of us to be able to use, but there were some, pretty exciting wrong turns. So that's why it's so important that you don't just take the content that it is spitting out to you. You use your experience and expertise to make sure that it reflects your voice, your style, your brand. And the AI systems, they require enormous amounts of data for training and functioning, which raises concerns about privacy and security. On most of the platforms, there are ways that you can opt out of sharing your content for it to learn on, but I still don't trust that. So I don't put any personal or proprietary information into my prompts for that specific reason. And its capabilities and automation are raising concerns about job displacement and unemployment. I do see that as an absolute problem, but I also think this is not going away. So I encourage all of our clients to get familiar with it, see if there's ways that they can use it to enhance what they are doing in their own businesses. And AI content has absolutely raised concerns about the authenticity and creativity of the content it produces, specifically for the visuals. So that's why I'm teaching today on the written content, that the visuals, I'm sure you've probably heard of Midjourney or DALL-E. There's a lot of legal problems with those. I do not teach on those for those specific reasons. Some of the issues that are coming up is that the content it trained on is copyrighted. And now you can create something similar in that artist style, and that artist is saying, hey, you trained on my my style and my experience, and I didn't give you permission for that. So I do not use those visual content tools, but I am starting to use Adobe Firefly, and that just got released to the public last week. It's been in beta for quite a while, but now it is available for commercial use. And what they are saying is it has been trained only on the Adobe stock library. So all of that is covered with Adobe's stock licensing. So I feel much more comfortable using that for content. But again, it's all a personal choice, but I just have to bring it to everybody's attention because it is kind of the Wild West out there. All right. My favorite tool, as I've said, is ChatGPT, and they call it a large language model. I use it for social media captions, for blog posts, ad copy, and more, like I showed you, even video script. To access it, you go to openai.com and you register for an account. There's free versions and there's paid versions. There's also many different types of AI tools available now, and a lot of them do have a free version. And I would just encourage you to try some of them, see which one works better for you, which has a better user experience for you. Now, this is the website, so openai.com. And again, you can sign up for your account right there. One thing that I do with all of my content and always have is I'm not afraid to repurpose and reuse my own content because I like things that make it easy. So that means if I've written a blog article, I will turn it into a video. I will take that video and cut it up into little sections and make social media posts out of it. So using content from AI can give you that, again, that launch pad to create that library of content. So I said before, I use it for blog posts and social media captions and ad copy. So I asked ChatGPT, give me an example of a blog post, social media captions, and ad copy, all generated from that blog post first, right? I said, make the blog post about 75 words, and the topic is using AI for social media content. Here's the blog post. Title, AI-powered social media, a content game changer. Discover the power of AI in revolutionizing social media content. With AI-driven tools, marketers can optimize strategies, boost audience engagement, create impactful content, blah, 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 blah. And it gives me hashtags at the end. 75, about 75 words. It did exactly what I asked it. Then I said, the social media captions. Unlock the true potential of your social media content with AI. Discover how AI-driven tools can streamline content creation, optimize scheduling. And it gives me hashtags for the social media captions too. Then the ad copy, AI plus social media, success, revolutionize your digital marketing with our game-changing book. I didn't even mention a book, but it said, I got to write ad copy about something. It said, we'll just make it about a book. So it understood the differences in the type of copy I was asking for. Pretty remarkable. And it spit those out in literally moments. So let's put it all together. I'm going to go into ChatGPT itself. I'm going to go into Canva. And this is where I kind of want to have some of you play along with me and be a volunteer. And I'm going to show you how it works here. All right. Okay. Anybody want to be a volunteer? Go ahead and start posting in chat. I see some questions in Q&A. If you could post in chat, it makes it easier for me to see all of them. All right. Someone is asking, am I using the free or paid version of ChatGPT? I definitely use the paid version. The free version does a good job. I believe that the paid version does a better job for what I'm asking it for. You mentioned having a brand guide. Are you able to prompt ChatGPT using that guide? In other words, do you feel that ChatGPT, so it personalizes accordingly? So ChatGPT is not working with visuals that you're putting, but certainly if you have specific language or specific brand phrases, you can absolutely put that into the prompts. So I see a couple people saying yes to the volunteers. So let's start up here at the top. Okay, so Bernadette, you had posted earlier. So I believe that you said, let me find your original question here. Okay, so Bernadette has a yoga and she's a yoga instructor and a recovery coach, and she wanted to incorporate the two together. So let's see if we'll start with a blog post because it gives you a lot of information. So I'm in ChatGPT. I am in the paid version. So at the bottom here, you can see I'm going to type in a prompt, and I'm going to say, write me a blog post, and I'm just going to make it short. I'll put 75 words on how. And again, I'm not putting the name of Bernadette's business in there. I'm going to say how a yoga studio uses specific techniques, because I'm making stuff up now. To help addiction recovery. And I put it, and also give me 3 social media descriptions to use with posts. Okay, write me a 75 blog post, 75 words on how a yoga studio could use specific techniques to help addiction recovery, and give me 3 social media descriptions to use with the post. Let's see what it says. Yoga's role in addiction recovery. So that's the title of the blog post. Yoga studios play a pivotal role in addiction recovery by integrating specific techniques. Breath control practices alleviate anxiety and cravings. Poses boost physical strength, helping the body detoxify and rebuild. Meditation fosters mindfulness, allowing individuals to confront and release trauma and negative patterns. Together, these elements create a holistic approach. And here's the social media descriptions. Discover the power of breath, movement, and mindfulness in your recovery journey. Hashtag yoga for recovery. Overcoming addiction, strengthen the body and mind with our specialized yoga sessions. These are great. So Bernadette, post in chat if you think that ChatGPT did. I see you say, wow, wow, wow. Absolutely. I love when I do these presentations, and that wow is what I'm looking for from you, because I want to get you all excited. This would work no matter what your business is, whether it's a product, whether you're working for a nonprofit. You can write a prompt, a request. And what if this wasn't exactly what Bernadette was looking for? She could fine tune that prompt. Exactly. All right. So, okay. So Tiffany's saying, now, how do you turn that into a video? So I'm staying in the same section that I was working in. So ChatGPT knows what it has done. So I'm going to say, I'm always polite to it. I don't know why. I can't help myself. So I go, thanks. That's great. Now, use that blog post to create a, I'm going to say, because we're talking social media, I'm going to say a 20-second video script for social media. Give me ideas for visual content also. So I said, thanks, that's great. Now use that blog post that just wrote to create a 20-second video script for social media. Give me ideas for visual content also. Just means that I want it to do all the work. It's thinking right now. 20-second video script for social media. Scene 1. The visual close-up of a calm person inhaling deeply, eyes closed. Narrator. It's taking a lot longer than it normally does. Could be my internet connection. Could be we've given it a lot to think about. Harness the transformative power of yoga. Scene 2. Visual montage of individuals holding various yoga poses in a serene studio setting. Narrator. To boost physical strength, detoxify, and build mindfulness. A person sitting cross-legged, hands on their knees, meditating. Another visual group yoga session with people helping each other, emphasizing community support. Narrator. Begin your holistic journey to addiction recovery with us. Find strength and serenity one breath at a time. This script aims to provide a concise yet impactful message. The visuals depict the yoga studio's serene environment and community it fosters, allowing viewers to not only hear the benefits, but also visualize them. This is excellent. It is telling you, use 2 senses, use audio and visual, and it is giving you the text and the ideas for the visual. So that is how I would use it to create the video script from once you like the blog post. So Erin is saying, look at all these grammar errors. As I said, do not take what it gives you word for word. Anytime I get anything from ChatGPT, I take it into Grammarly and make sure that maybe the grammatical errors are more how I speak, and I would leave them in, because I don't speak grammatically correct all the time. And people know me as that. They would think that I was inauthentic if everything was perfect, because I get excited and sometimes I even make up words. But I take it into Grammarly. I see if there's changes that I want to make, and I will also check it for plagiarism just in case. But I really haven't had an issue with that. So, but that's what I'm saying. You put your own experience and expertise on it. You can always find things to nitpick about anything that it's going to give you. But that's why your experience and expertise is important. And I never recommend you take it word for word. All right. So Jennifer's saying, where would I actually create that video? Perfect segue into where I'm going to go now. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to copy the script and I'm going to take it into Canva, because typically I would just go from one browser to the other, but I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. So I'm taking my 20-second video script. Let me just take this. And then I'm going to go into Canva itself. Now, when you go into Canva, there's so many, it's just tons of templates to make whatever you want to create. But I am going to pick a video template, because using a video template makes it easier, and I'm all about easier. So at the top here, I'm going to select videos, and I'm just going to select any template that I want. So let's see. I'm going to pick this one. And you can see it's like cozy crafts, needle punching tutorial. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about. So I can go up to the top here, search video templates, and I'm going to put yoga. So it will give me something to start with that is easier than starting with a needle punching tutorial. But you can make anything work for your particular brand. So you just scroll through a couple till you see something that you like, and you can absolutely customize it. But I'm just going to pick this one because it has some yoga poses built into it. It has 10 scenes. I'm going to apply all 10 of them to my video. Now, at the end here, I'm going to go to add a page, and I am going to put that text that ChatGPT gave us, just so I have it handy. So remember, scene 1 was, bring this up here, close-up of a calm person inhaling deeply, eyes closed. And the narration would be harness the power of transformative yoga. So for the narration, as I said, I would do it on my phone, on the voice memos on my phone, and you upload that to Canva just as if you would be uploading one of your own images or your own videos. But for this example, I'm just going to say what it would say. So it says, harness the power, the transformative power of yoga. And it says close-up of a calm person inhaling deeply, eyes closed. But I'm going to take this text and put it where the text is in their the template. So I'm going to get rid of these, and we're just going to, for this example, put it all together in one. So you can make your text any size that you like. And it's still too big. And Diane, I think you said you have a webinar coming up on Canva itself. Maybe you could post in chat.
Absolutely. Thanks for the pitch. We do have one coming up, and it's 2 hours long, not just 1 hour, because this is such a powerful program. It will take 2 hours to really do it justice.
Absolutely. All right. So I am going there. Harness the transformative power of yoga. Now it said have somebody, sitting calmly. Now this template had music behind it. So you can see that little purple bar at the bottom. So if I click on that, it will show that there is music. I'm just going to adjust the audio effects. I can make it fade in, I can make it fade out, and I can actually adjust the volume. I'm going to bring that way down, because if you had you talking over it, you would want to have that the music part of it be very subtle in the background. Harness the power, harness the transformative power of yoga. So you would, let's try that again. So if I say that, harness the transformative power of yoga. So right then I would want that scene to be a little shorter, because what I'm saying, I don't want to take up extra time. I want the video clips to be as short as I can make them. So I just take the little end of it, pull it over. That's about 4 seconds. Now that's pretty good for an opening scene. Harness the transformative power. And then it would go to the next scene. Now, in this beginning one, since it is for a yoga instructor, I would absolutely have you put your logo on this. So everything you do is always branded for your particular business. So a couple of things. So if you go through each of these scenes, then you would just take the text that we got in here. I'll do one more here. Narrator to boost physical strength and detoxify. So I am going to copy this text because I've already got it set how I like it, and I can take it to this next scene. So I'm going to delete the text that they have. And I'm going to put the one in that we got from the first one. So again, that consistency is important. And I'm just going to copy this right here. But you can see I am following what they had on their template, taking it over here to this side. Now you can see that the text is going left to right. So that would be called left justified. We're going to make this right justified. Just gather all of it. And at the top bar here in alignment, I'm just going to make that go over to the right. And then I'm going to put in the text that we got from, oops, I have to get this one, to boost physical strength and creativity. So I'm just copying that and I'm taking it back. Perfect. Now you can see that it doesn't take up as much room in that box, so I can absolutely just bring that box a little bit over. So here we go from harness the transformative power of yoga. We go into the next scene, boost physical strength and detoxify. Now in this video, you can see between the two little scenes down here on the bottom, it gives you the option to what they call, oops, it made a new page. I'm going to get rid of that one. Between them, I can hit that plus and it will make me a new page, but that's not what I want to do. I want to hit the little triangle icon right there, and that will allow me to add a transition. Now, right now, it doesn't have a transition, so it went from this scene right to the next. Sometimes adding a transition can really up the look and feel of your videos. It looks very professional, so I call it a professional, pretty much professional move here. So I can have it flow into the next one. I can have it stack into the next one, even do a color wipe. But I liked this flow into the next one. So let's see if we like the flow from this side, or if I like the flow coming that way, or I can go up or down. You have a lot of options for this. So let's see what that looks like. Power of yoga, and then you can see it flows into the next one to physical strength and agility. Pretty nice. Okay, so let's see. I see a couple more questions. I know how to use Canva, but is there no way to put the script in and have Canva do the whole video start to finish. You need to manually do it as you are showing. So right now, you could put the script in, but I have not been happy with the results. I have not been happy with what they're picking for images or the actual flow of it. So I am not, I'm not, showcasing or teaching on that right now. I take that creative part, and that is what I do for my business, way too seriously to turn all that stuff over. You as a business owner, you know what you want to show in your business. So sometimes I will look at image suggestions that it gives me, but to date, for my business, for my clients, I have not found it to be satisfying. All right, here we go. All right, so yeah, someone is saying that there are other platforms that will do that. Absolutely. And see if it works for you, but be very careful and do your research. Be your best advocate for your business. Where are they getting those images and video clips from? Make sure that everything that you use is licensed for commercial use. All right. So did we have, I see some other stuff in Q&A. Can we plug in a whole blog post that's already been written and to have it enhanced? You can. I would absolutely make sure that you are putting something in that you have written, that you're not just taking something from the internet that you don't have usage rights for, right? And as I said, I'm always very careful putting in things that it can train others on. So if you have proprietary or personal information, I do not put those into ChatGPT. Again, there are ways that you can opt out, but right now it's all so new, I really just don't trust that enough yet. I see Victoria saying how to remove the shading. So let me, Diane, she's saying she has asked it a couple times. Do you see that? I'm not sure what you're.
I have seen it in the chat, but I think what she's talking about is when you copy and paste the text, there's a shading behind the text. But if you paste it as plain text and mostly on a
Perfect.
keyboard,
So
that's shift.
Let me show you. So I put this text from ChatGPT in here just so I could have it handy, so I didn't have to go back and forth to ChatGPT. So where it says harness the power of transformative yoga. So if I just select that, is that what you mean, that shading that's coming over it?
I don't believe that's it. I think if you copy the information from the AI and paste it into a Word
exactly
document
yes.
or a text document, it comes
I know
in
exactly
shading.
what you're talking about. So when you copy something from ChatGPT and you put it in some applications, you will get that shading under the text.
Right.
You can see that I copied it here into Canva. I did not get that shading. It depends on the application. For example, if I put it into an email, that shading is there. Very annoying. And it looks like I copied it from ChatGPT and I can't get rid of it.
Well, so if you paste it as unformatted text, I think that will help.
I'm a Mac user, so if I use text edit, or I can take it into Word and it will select use the document formatting, it takes that shading away.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. Yep.
Okay, let's see. Is it possible to use Canva images, pictures on your website? So again, read the fine print. I can't stress this enough that we all need to be advocates for our business. I am not an attorney, but I read fine print all the time. And Canva says you can't just take one of their images and use it on your website. Everything that you use from Canva has to be incorporated. You have to do something to it. You have to, make it, a design, right? So you read the fine print, how much you have to do. Is that can you put text over it? Does that count? Do you have to use other elements? But I know that in there, it does say you can't just take one of the images and download it and use it in another platform. They're very specific on that. Okay, let's see. Did we have any other questions you see that I missed, Diane?
No, I think you're good.
Okay. What's a resource you can use for free images? Again, we are businesses. There's not a lot that I know of that are free for commercial use. And the reason that I'm such, a stickler for detail on that is you can be sued as a business owner if you do not have correct permission to use anything that you didn't create, whether it's images or video. That's why I run everything through plagiarism checker. You have to be very protective for your business. There are sites, the Canva paid version has videos and images that you can use for commercial use. Read the fine print. On the free version, I believe you still have to purchase them. But if you're using the paid version, you pay per year. I use iStock. I pay for the images, but they have many subscriptions plans that are very cost effective. But I don't use free images that I've found from the internet because I don't see them. I'm not comfortable with whether I can use them for commercial use. Is there a model release? If there's people in it, there's just a lot of things you need to consider using images for your business. So someone's asking about plagiarism from ChatGPT. I specifically typed in a prompt. Do I need to be worried about plagiarism? And it says, no, everything that I generate is uniquely generated, blah, blah, blah. So I like that. Do I trust it? No. So I take everything before I use it and I do run it through a plagiarism checker. Absolutely. Okay. So yes, I see a question. Can you upload your own images to Canva? Yes, your own images and video. And I highly recommend that. Okay. Which one I use? Are you talking about, maybe for the plagiarism checker, I use Grammarly. That's the one that I use, yes. Okay, one other thing that I want to show you real quickly here. All right, now, as I said, I do not use Midjourney or DALL-E for creating images because there's a lot of controversy over where they got their images that they learned on. So I stay away from that because this is what I do for a living. I do this for my own company and I do it for clients. So I want to make sure that I'm not running into any copyright issues, right? Since all this stuff is so new. But Adobe Firefly, which just came available for commercial use for anybody to use this week, I'm comfortable, let's just say more comfortable using that because they say that everything that it trained on, it is only using Adobe stock, which it licenses when you use its products. So for example, this is Photoshop, right? So I don't train using Midjourney. I don't train anybody using DALL-E, but I will be doing some new trainings on Adobe Firefly because I'm more comfortable with the stock images that it can pull in. All right, so here's an example of what it can do, which is kind of amazing here. So this is my hubby and our new puppy. The puppy is not retouched. It's just the way the camera took the picture. She looks giant. Some people say she is giant, but I think she's a puppy. So you can see that I shot this vertical on my phone and I wanted to make it into a square format for maybe social media post, right? So the images itself is vertical, but you can see the little pixelated, gray areas. There's no image there. So I can lasso part of that picture, just put a little, grab that area. And using the new generative fill in Firefly, I can make it fill out the rest of my living room with one click. Pretty amazing.
Is there really a door there?
There is not. Because it doesn't know what my living room looks like. But if I'm just doing it for an image, not bad.
Yeah.
And it will give you 3 versions. So say I didn't like that version. I'm like, and I also think that you can kind of clean it up if you're good in Photoshop too. But it gives me 3 versions. So here's the other version. I'm like, okay, no.
No.
And here was the other version. Oh, maybe, because that is what my living room looks like. I have French doors there. So that was pretty darn close. I would just have to kind of finesse the other little window. But say I went with this one and then say I'm going to start over. So you can see I've got clear space, top, bottom, and on both sides there. So if I wanted to fill all of that in, I would just take my lasso tool and I'm just going to go all around places where there is nothing. And then at the bottom, you see generative fill, right? And if I select generative fill and I don't put anything in there, and that's the key. When I was first playing with, like, I would say, match the background, and I would get a background of literally matches. So don't put anything, I'm not kidding. Don't put anything in there, just hit generate. And I've had pretty good luck. We're going to see, because it's doing this in real time here. So it should take the existing area and fill the frame. So let's see that's not bad. That is not bad, right? And it gives you 3 versions. Again, still have a few little problems over there with the window, but it gives you 3 versions. That one is okay. Again, I'd probably have to work with all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this part is scary because this table looks just like my table that is out of frame. And I am not kidding you. Wow. Wow. No, now I'm terrified.
Yeah.
Now I'm terrified. You don't even see that table in this picture, but I have that table and it's out of frame. I'm always amazed by this. So I can take other areas and so say this. Oh, let's do this. I'm going to go all the way around this window that it kind of messed up on. Right? And I'm going to say generative fill, and I'm going to type in here window. And let's see if it will make a window there. It's thinking.
Ah,
Much better.
much better.
Much better. Here's another one. That looks pretty darn good.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I can even have an archway. I like that.
Cool.
So that's on the horizon. There is so much coming. It's fun. It's exciting. It is slightly terrifying, but I encourage you all to not ignore it, to see if there's ways that you can incorporate it into your own business, use your own experience and take what it gives you as a launch pad for your own creativity. So unless we have any other questions, let's see. Do you see anything else that we should talk about, Diane?
I do not know.
Okay.
I think people are offering, other AI, other place to get pictures. But I think, Ronnie, you made such a good point about check where those pictures are coming from.
Absolutely.
And who owns them. And
if there's people in it, feel comfortable that whoever has sourced that has model releases for those people.
yeah.
That's the part that I get very nervous. Even in Canva, it will show you where the images came from. If there's people in it, I only use one from Getty Images, and it will show you that because they're a very big, well-respected source for stock images. So I'm comfortable using those in Canva.
I use Canva Images since I too have a subscription to Adobe Images, excuse me.
Right.
Adobe. Yeah.
So
is there a replay of this video? Yes. You will be getting a link in a few days to this video, as well as the slides that Ronnie has used. Let me share my screen again so that you can catch up with this. So everybody will be getting that link. You'll be getting the slides, and now you'll be able to spend the rest of today, which I'm sure you will want to, playing with some of these incredible features that Ronnie has talked about. AI is here to stay. Let's embrace it. Let's make it better. Is it going to displace jobs? What do you think, Ronnie? Is it going to displace jobs?
Yes, I do think so. I don't see how it won't. So what I'm planning to do with my business is incorporate AI into any way that I can. And so it helps me remain invaluable to my customers.
Yeah.
And I did post in chat, I would love to connect with you on LinkedIn. I put a link to my LinkedIn profile. And yeah, let me know how you're liking AI, and share some of your creations with me. I'd love to try and see what you guys are doing.
Wonderful, wonderful. So if you're interested in a mentor, you can see the screen. Visit our website at score.org/Minnesota. Click on request a mentor, put in your requirements, and you will be assigned a mentor. Lastly, I want to just remind you, in addition to getting an email with the links and the PDF of the presentation, you're also going to get an email from SCORE National asking about our presentation. What can we improve, and what other topics are you interested in, and to rate the value of this presentation. If it goes only to 10, from 1 to 10, it goes only to 10. I would have given this, at least a 30 or 40, but that's me, because I'm so excited about this, the prospects of this in the future. And I'm using this, I can't tell you, every day I'm using this with my clients when we need clever or interesting topics or titles. It's just wonderful. Well, Ronnie, you did a great job taking this huge ball of information and making it understandable. And I think the live presentation on ChatGPT and Canva was very good. Again, I sent everyone in the chat a link to register for our webinar on Canva in 2 weeks. I hope to see you all there and more. That's going to be 2 hours, so mark that on your calendar. Make sure you're there. Thank you all for coming. Thank you, Ronnie, for sharing your knowledge. We look forward to seeing you again, because you will be back, I hope.
Okay. Thank you so much for having me. Great to connect with all of you. Take care.
Very good. Bye-bye, everyone.